Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Take 5 Solid Rock Daily Devotional. A couple of weeks ago, brother from the church came to the house and he brought us a lovely surprise. He had vegetables from his garden and fresh cooking apples. And my husband just pointed out something to me afterwards when he was looking at the apples. And it was making the remark that the apples, that come from our own garden are not perfect, but they are perfectly edible. And when you compare to what you buy in the supermarket, whenever you go to the supermarket to buy apples, you see that the apples that are there are nice, they have a nice color, they are roundly shaped, and anything that has a bump or a hole or any kind of defect is thrown away. But that doesn't mean that because it has a defect, it is not edible. But the society today has kind of shaped us to think that whatever is perfect, whatever looks perfect, is what is nice and edible. And the norms in supermarkets are like that. And without knowing it, this is the way we think. When we go and buy vegetable or fruits in the supermarket, they are already selected for us because of what we would normally buy, and anything that we wouldn't buy, they already throw it away. But in the eyes of God, it's not like that. Whatever God created was perfect. And when you look at Genesis, in the book of Genesis, whenever God created the sky or the animals, or even after he finished creation, you can read about 6 times. It says, and God saw that it was good. Because God's creation is good. And God created diversity and allowed it and called it good. And in the same way, as human beings, the way we look at fruits and vegetables in the supermarket, that's the way we treat one another. Society today has taught us that there are certain norms that should be called beautiful and perfect. And if you don't follow these norms, that means you're not beautiful, you're not perfect, you're not acceptable, which is totally wrong. And it is so wrong that even young children are influenced by that. Just because they look at themselves and they don't align physically, or I don't know, the way they dress doesn't align with the way society defines things as being perfect, they fall into depression. But it was never meant to be that way. God created us, and when he created us, he called us good. And we read in the book of Psalm, I read it here, Psalm 139 verse 14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. This is what God says about us. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And again, in Genesis, when God created the whole creation, he said he saw that everything was good. So I will encourage you today. I don't know how you see yourself today. Difference, diversity, that was created by God. You may not think you respond to whatever society calls good, acceptable, or beautiful, but that doesn't mean you're not. In God's eyes, you are perfect. You are beautiful. In God's eyes, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So I will encourage you today to start looking at yourself like that, if it's not really the case. And also to start looking at others in that way, in the way God sees them. God looks at others in a loving and perfect way. And what we called defect, God doesn't call defect. God calls good. So I hope you were encouraged today by this Take 5, and please join us tomorrow for another Take 5. God bless you.